So Trump last night, it was a whatever this is called,
joint sessions
of
Congress.
Of Congress. He's going to kind of give us an update on how things have gone the first 43 days. How long has he been?
It was right at that, I think.
Something
6 weeks.
Yeah, something like that. Okay,
I heard 43.
All right. Well, right out of the gate, and again, my power went out, so I didn't see any of this. So I'm getting all this for the first time with all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Speedy saw it. Did you see it, Adler?
I did.
Okay. The Democrat women showing up in pink. I mean, give us all a break. The Democratic Party, you have completely abandoned the high ground that you may have once thought you had about the plight of women and that you're the party for them. All of that went away when you keep allowing biological males to destroy women's sports.
Not one Democrat voted.
Yeah, not
one Democrat voted.
And then y'all going to wear pink for the plight of women? By the way, give us all a break on that one.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And that's a dude, by the way.
Where, right there?
Yeah, that's the I forgot, transgender person in Congress.
Okay. Al Green got himself into a little bit of trouble, and I don't mean the soul singer. Democrat Representative Al Green gets kicked out by Mike Johnson because he just will not behave, right? I mean,
they gave him a chance.
Right.
I mean, matter of fact, you can see the speaker and vice president mouthing to him, "Hey, go ahead and sit down. Go ahead, just sit down."
Sit down.
So finally, they had to call for sergeant at arms to escort him out,
which is what he wanted, so he can be a drama queen.
Yeah.
So
Right.
here we go.
And this is I think either second or third time Mike Johnson has said, "Hey, if you don't sit down and be quiet, we're going to have to ask you to leave." I think he did that once or twice before this final kick out.
All right, here we go.
Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the sergeant at arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
And he's standing for what reason?
Because he hates Trump. And Trump even called the left out last night. No matter what I say, because you hate me so much, no matter what I say, y'all aren't going to stand, you're not going to promote it, you're not going to clap, nothing. And so he just hates everything about Trump, the administration, what's going on. So he's pointing his cane and hollering and screaming, and he just wouldn't follow instructions at all.
Yeah, and what did he just shout?
He tried to shout something. It supposedly was about Medicaid and Medicare and Trump's taking it away and all this. And really, I just wish we would just let's stay together. You know?
Oh, that's good.
Al Green.
That's not bad, buddy.
Yeah. I just wish people
together.
I just wish people would, LOVE each other.
Okay. Two's plenty, I think.
Okay.
So he's already back to Green. He's already filed impeachment articles against Trump over what he called ethnic cleansing in Gaza.
Let's stay together, man.
He hates everything about Trump, and they all do.
Ethnic cleansing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does he understand that the enemies of Israel, they want Israel to be eradicated off the face of the planet, and evil regimes have actually tried to remove them from society?
Mm-hmm.
Does he not understand that? I mean,
we have to go back to you're trying to reason with unreasonable people.
Yeah, you can't. And I think Mike Johnson got to the point with Al Green, not the soul singer, the Democrat, and just said, "I tried to reason with you, can't reason with you, so now we just have to take action."
And we tried.
Yeah.
And we tried. Now we just got to take action.
And
they tried love and happiness, but it didn't work.
Look, keep on doing
All
it.
right, sorry.
Right.
Yeah, and the speaker even was reading from the rules to make sure that he played it by the book, but
He followed quorum
yes, he did.
and procedural.
Yes, he did. Yes.
Well, I noticed,
Procedures.
and he was wise to look down and read it verbatim, from what we all had agreed on, Democrat, Republican, Independent,
Yeah.
Libertarian, whatever.
Talking about the rules?
Yeah, the rules, and he did not abide by the rules, and he doesn't have the right to be disruptive. To this point, he has a right to speak his mind, has a right to represent his constituents however he deems appropriate. But you don't have the right to do that, so you have to go. We'll come back.
Trump did set a record last night. It was the longest joint session of Congress ever. It was 1 hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, and then they sent Al Green to go sit on the dock of the bay,
That's the wrong guy. It's the wrong guy. That's Otis Redding. That would be Democrat Otis Redding.
Well, how can you mend a broken heart after getting kicked out like that? You know?
We'll be right back.
This is the Rick Burgess Show.
So, breaking down Trump last night, the speech, there's a lot. We won't get all of it in. I know some of you may want to comment on it too when we get to phone calls today. 888, the number 6, Big Vox. Also, still to come, Hey Burge, Hey Burge. Looks like that's going to be pretty much, if not every day, most days, because you guys have some great questions and content in there. Also, Andy Andrews back today, Be True or BS. Another installment of that coming up later in the program today. Greg out today. He is sick, and hopefully he'll be back sooner than later. So the top 5 moments from last night, you have Trump saying that, America is back. That seemed to go over huge. We also will get into some of the actual clips. And that was, I think, what America needs to hear, really. I mean, we all do. The economy needs to hear that. I know the economy right now is making some adjustments. It's not going to happen overnight. I know the stock market is, it's going to respond one way or another to the tariffs. And then what about when the tariffs settle in? And let's see how they work and all this. But one of the things that you can say really, really clearly, and I think we all should be glad, is anytime we can elect someone who says the days of the government being weaponized against the people, video 3 there, Adler, those days are over. And I think no citizen, regardless of political ideology, wants to live in a world where any government agency that we have allowed or the Constitution has allowed are used as weapons against anyone who opposes. That's tyranny. And so here's Trump saying that he has ended and his administration has ended weaponized government. Here we go.
And we have ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
Not too well. And, of course, DOGE has been huge. Trump begins to list off the most insane things.
This is bizarre.
The federal government wastes money on, and all of us, again, this should be bipartisan, taxpayers, seeing our money squandered like this, it should infuriate you. So here he is listing off some of the things that they've found.
$40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million.
So that is, and see, this is the kind of stuff. I mean, I've been guilty of it because I don't have the greatest attention span. What's happening with this particular administration is they're in quick clips and sound bites, even though he can get a little long sometimes. But these moments where you say something like that's so clear, that's so easy to go, well, that's absurd.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Speak direct. Get right to it.
Yep.
Give examples. Here's the one. Now there'll be no Democrat standing for this one. When he says that this administration is going to live in the real world when it comes to gender, and there are two.
There are only two genders, male and female.
0 Democrats clapping or standing.
Yeah.
Instead, they're holding up signs that say Musk steals.
Yep. And fake and
also,
all that.
Also, don't miss, as we mentioned right out of the gate, some of them wearing pink to stand up for the plight of women. That really should have been a moment you stood up and said, yes, let's do recognize there are two genders, and let's see if we can't get them on equal footing.
And one dude wearing pink.
Right. I thought it was great when he said, let me speak to the children out there. you know, I want to talk to every child in America that you're perfectly, exactly made the way God wanted you to be. You know, and I'm just kind of paraphrasing here, but that's basically the line. Of course, it gets another standing ovation. Everybody on the left sitting.
Yeah. RFK Jr. gets a standing O, and Trump has a good line about how the Democrats turned on him because, again, the left, they're all loving, all caring, unless you have the audacity to think for yourself. So here we go.
New Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Cheering.
Rick, get ready.
Here comes Trump. He's got a line.
With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly they forget.
True. So, and then Trump, this is something, remember, and it sounds like Trump has come to this place too. One of the most freeing things that we have been embracing over the last few years is just stop trying to reason with unreasonable people. Mm-hmm. When you realize there's nothing you can say and do, and of course I've been through some of this recently where you explain something over and over again and then you're still called all these horrible names even after you've explained yourself. And once you do that and it has no impact, just move on. Yeah. I mean, even our Lord and Savior, on a much more important note, and this was a tough thing. A lot of people don't, when you go back and go, wow, because sometimes there's nothing wrong, hear me out, of continuing to care and try with people that you love and you care about. But, you know, you remember when they were going out and they were saying, go out, teach them all that I've commanded, you know, the Great Commission, go door to door, go out and talk to them. And then Jesus was asked by his disciples, what do we do with the ones that reject us? What about when somebody doesn't want anything to do with us? And he says, then you wipe the dust off your feet and you go to the next person. Don't spend your time. Don't spend time on them when there's somebody else that's ready to hear. And I know sometimes people go, wow, but there's a time when all you can do is just say, that's just, as we say in Calhoun County, that's just going to have to be with you. I've tried, I've explained, I've presented, I've answered the questions, and if it's still not good enough for you and you're still going to continue to stay where you are, I got to move on. You're literally sucking the life out of me now. Mm-hmm. And I got to make what's left of my life count. And if you ever decide you'd like to come back and revisit this, I'm here. But right now, I'm going to move on. And you hear him coming to the realization he's got to stop trying to win these people over because it's going to be a waste of time. Here we go.
Yep.
And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
Yeah, sitting there, look at him.
Wow. That's true. And then we'll hit the last one, at least from the list that we have. And I know there were other things that happened, but we're just trying to give you the big hits, you know, real quick. So here he is with another mic drop from the speech last night, which looking at some of those, and I know Speedy, you and Adler saw it, and I'll be interested to see if y'all agree. Brett Hume, some of them are saying as far as communicating what you needed to communicate, that it was an outstanding job last night. Here's Trump with a mic drop. Here we go.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
I Oh, that's funny.
He talked a little bit about Ukrainian war and Zelensky sending him a letter and all that. And he had a great line on Elizabeth Warren. He called her Pocahontas. It brought the room down.
I heard he actually did that.
And then Al Green in the hall was like, "I'm tired of being alone."
All right.
Adler.
Let's talk to you, America.
Here I am.
888-6-BIG-VOX.
This is the Rick Burgess Show.